Welcome all. From today, I'm trying to be regular in the video updates. To starting from today is one of the auspicious day and a very important and memorable day for me. I really wanted to share one of the a very famous or important siddhas or enlightened person uh, who has passed away on this day 70 years back. I really wanted to talk about him, and I think many of you might have known, or people who do not know. I think this might be a very interesting, or it might be a good experience for you to know this. Like many people who keep asking, uh, how do I find my guru? When will my time come? What should I learn to understand myself, or which program should I join, or like online, offline, or which video or which book should I refer for my spiritual growth? Mostly, many people like they want that teacher, and again, teacher is again a delicate situation where you don't know who is your teacher, and the teacher has to be genuine. So a lot of other complicated things have now are there. But just in the same time frame where we are living, 70 years back, as I said, one of the enlightened person passed away today. So he is a self-taught person. There is no training here. He never had a guru. He doesn't do teaching, and he doesn't have taken any classes or any discourse. He didn't write any big script or any traditional like Vedic scripts or Vedanta. Nothing. He didn't write anything, but he did only one thing is he only made everyone realizes. He asked one question that has pulled the whole world around him. The question is, who am I? So what is that? Who is that you here? So that one question he wanted people to ask themselves daily is more than enough for you to elevate your soul to a conscious level. And most of the time he preached his silence. So he would always be in silence. He would always be in minimalist. There is no dress if you Google him about it. He's famously known as Ramana Maharishi. There is no like today in today's world we have a lot of ways to learn. A lot of people are there to teach it, but you don't need anything actually. If you really go deeper to yourself, which is the reality, and start doing self introspection, who am I? Is it me? Is it the body? Or is it the name? Or is it the identity? If you start introspecting into yourself in the silence, and gradually you will able to see the reality, the truth of it, removing all the clutters of confusion or any other maya which is surrounded. This is exactly what he preached. And even during his death days, he never told anyone that so and so is my descendant, or they are my disciple, or he is my student, or he is my guru, I am a student. Nothing. He just came, he existed, he was in silence, and occasionally he would answer some people's question when people ask him. Otherwise, he's on with his own self. That is one of the very spiritual person. In fact, the famous Paramahamsa Yogananda, when he left to US to start his teaching, he actually visited Ramana Maharshi. It's one of his book. You can see some pages been describes about Ramana Maharishi. How and there is a YouTube video also, a small clipping when they met each other, and in fact he was asking doubts to Ramana Maharishi, and Ramana Maharishi, or now he's famously called as the Bhagwan. So they asked him, and he was inquiring, and that dialogue was very nice to know. That shows that how two humble people can interact, two spiritual people can interact. Yogananda Paramahamsa himself is a very big spiritual enlightened person, but so when he was in the earlier stage, so there was no ego or anything. He went and took his blessing. It's all about energy, admiring each other fellow human being. So that is one of the interesting things I wanted to share. And just to give you a couple of a short introduction about Ramana Maharishi is like, as I said, without guru or anything, he got it enlightened. and he did it in a very early stage without, that is the age not even people would realize what is it. I think an age of very young, like 10 or 12, he got a near death experience when he was staying there, and he was asking suddenly, if I die, what will happen? Is this the body will die or will I be alive? So this question made him some kind of an experience that he undergone. Then later he completely, his mind was completely on Tiruvannamalai, which is one of the famous hill in the sacred hill in the south. And some documentaries claim that it is 100 times older than Himalayas. So it has some divine energy there. And it's also represented as one of the Panchabhuta Sthalas in the South India. If you look at it, each and every element has one temple where people go, and Tiruvannamalai represents the fire element of it. So, as a young boy in age of 15 to 16, this young man by name at that time, Venkatraman Iyer, he came to Tiruvannamalai, and he was like almost he let go everything from his family life, and he was roaming in the streets, and he was sitting in the temple and meditating all the time with whatever little bit food people put him for the beggars. He used to eat that mechanically, and he would be most of the time he'll be in silence and meditating. So I think that he went to at one time he went into a deep trance. I think almost 8 months he was there in that state, and people did not even know this boy was existing there in the temple somewhere in the corner. He was in the deep down. He was meditating, and then one of the local saints found him and said, "This guy is a divine form, and he's reached an enlightened state. We have to protect him." Because by the time all the insects and worms started eating his body at a very, because he was totally unaware of his body, he was completely into the consciousness, and they were protecting him, cleaning him daily, and then finally he came back to conscious, and he was again in silence most of the time. And that is when people started realizing, when he started giving answers to some questions, so it was like beyond their head. It's like what science is talking to today about the consciousness or evolution. He started talking to them in a very small humorous form, very dramatized the story, and he was telling. And so that started pulling people from the west, and a lot of people started coming and meeting him. And this ashram is like completely open even now. They don't charge anything. They still follow the same principles what he laid there, and everybody is allowed to come anytime there and meditate in that place. I have been personally to that place, and I've been lucky to spend more time there in the few years back. And there's so much of peace and silence in Tiruvannamalai. I think if you all should make it as one point to travel to this destination if you are a sincere seeker of yourself. So, and other important thing I would like to talk about Ramana Maharishi, the Bhagavan, is he treated everyone very equally, and he was always in that presence of mind. So there was one cow gifted to him when they were building an ashram. He named it as Lakshmi, and they were so intimate and close to each other that it used to come even when thousands of devotees used to sit. It'll come with him and sit with him and go. He was able to communicate with the animal, and he was able to do. In fact, when she passed away, um, next to Ramana's Samadhi, if you actually been to Sri Ramana Ashram, you'll find Lakshmi, the cow's Samadhi, also is kept there. So it is that important, and he was able to respect all the living being in this nature. So end of the day, all his teaching is neither any books or scripts or dialogues. It's all about few question and answer. Occasionally he speaks from the silence. That is what people read today, and every time when I read, I get like a lot of a deeper understanding of my own self. So I would highly encourage you to Google this, or a lot of books are there, you can read it. And all he taught is about self-inquiry and being in silence. So that is, so today marks his 70th year. I'm really honored to talk about him, and I'll leave a couple of documentary about him in the description. I would highly encourage you to watch it, so it will give you a complete history and some of the pointers for you to start. So thank you all. Let's stay together, and I'll meet you in the next video. Love and peace. Bye.